So if you could we could revisit our requirement real quick. So what we have done so far, we have created an application named certificate management, and we will be required a couple of tables. And I have created the one for the certificate details, one for the assessment task, one for the certificate procurement task, one for the revocation task, right? And these change request and the approval, we will see how we'd be able to achieve that. So we are done with the table creation. Now I will go to flow designer and start building the flow for this. Hope you all are find this video helpful. I'm trying hard to uh, not uh, not to waste your time. I'll try to make it quick and as informative as I could. Thank you so much, anyways. Hey everybody. So far we saw that we have created the application and we have created the different table. And let's see what are the tables we have created so far. If you could see, these are the 4 tables we have created, and this is really important to know what are the tables you are using in your app, because we have to get to these tables very frequently. And if you see these tables, I have extended it from the task. Okay. And now we will move to the flow designer and we'll start using this table. All right. If you want to see that what application we have created, and in the menu bar, if we could have if we could find that application, so you could see this is the certificate management we have created. In that we have the module called certificate details, assessment, revocation, and procurement. And these are the different component of this. Actually, I don't want all those sub section to be displayed. I want to remove a couple of these, like open and assigned. I want to remove that. I don't need it. How can I remove it? Just click on that icon, unselect active, and save it. So once you get inside, you won't be able to find that open. Again, if you want to remove the unassigned one, get inside, deselect icon, and save it. Likewise, whichever you don't want, you can remove it from this place. So I have removed all the unnecessary modules. I could have only these 3 modules in each of the table. Okay, and I have also marked it as favorite, so I could have everything at one place in my favorite. If you could see in the studio, if you open your application that you have created, you will see that these are the tables you have created. These are the access control automatically created once you create the table. Like for the assessment table, these 4 crude uh, access control is automatically created. The significance of this access control is, if you assign somebody role as read and delete, then that particular person would be able to read and delete from the table. If they don't have these roles, then they will not be able to do that. This is the significance. Application menu, you will be able to see this, and these are the modules automatically created. So these are the details you will see in the studio once you open your newly created application. Let's analyze the certificate details table. If you see the list, you won't be able to find any details here because none of the record has been created. If you see how the forms looks like, create new. Once you open this certificate details, I see that none of the fields what I have created while creating the application, right? I don't see them here. That is why I prefer to create the field uh, after coming to this table. What are the fields I need? I'll create it. So from here I will remove the fields which I don't need, and I will add the fields I need. Like I have created the certificate name, serial number, those things I have created. I'll move it on this side, and which are the things I don't need, I will move it back here. Okay, let me do that. So I need only these four fields right now, and if I'll need, I'll create the new one as well. So these are the field. I don't want to rearrange it right now. I'll keep it like this. For now I need a name, a serial number, expiry date. Okay, and one more thing I need, that would be who is the certificate owner. Okay, I need the contact of the certificate owner, so I could assign the next task to them. Okay, so I'll have to create the new field again out here. Let me create that. So I have created the application number, application name, application owner, and the escalation contact, the new field. And this one would be the reference, and reference would be the user table, because I need somebody where I could escalate if these people will not renew their certificate on time. Let's see, sys underscore user, right? So that's it, sys underscore user. I have created the escalation contact. I think these information should be enough for me. If I'll need more fields, I'll create later. Let's start. All right. Here is the field. I will do the rearrangement later. So I think we will be good. You see, application owner is a text field. This should not be the text field. This should be the reference field with user table as a reference. Let me fix it. This type would be the reference. Let me fix that. So I have selected sys underscore, this the reference field. Sys underscore user would be the table name, and you must have heard about the reference qualifier. I want to set as a reference qualifier, say active should be true. I mean, when I go and select who is the application owner, there should not be any option for the user which is not active. Okay, so this is just a concept of the reference qualifier. I do not want any default value or anything, and I think we should be good. Very quickly, I have rearranged these fields with the help of the form builder. It is really quick. There is nothing exciting about. So this looks okay to me. I have to make couple of fields mandatory that I will do in some time. So let's create the first certificate. Cert 001. Serial number would be some alphanumeric value. Expiry date, let it be sometime in January. Let it be state open. Priority high. Application name, anything relevant. See the who is the application owner. Let's suppose able tutor. Escalation contract, Abraham Lincoln. If able tutor will not renew their certificate, I'll escalate it to Abraham Lincoln. Makes sense. Let me save it. And if we go and see that we would have at least one of the certificate created, and it will not do anything for sure because we have not defined any logic to it. Straight away, without any delay, we will go to the form designer right now, and we will see what can we do now. Okay. Hey everyone, now we will go to flow designer, and we will start building the flow. This is the flow designer homepage. You can say you will be able to find all the flows out here. There are uh, uh, various options you will have here. We could have a separate video to explain the flow designer and each and every component, but for now let me focus on the requirement. I need to create a flow. Let me create new. Let me fill out the details. So I have filled out the detail name and the description. Let me build the flow. For any flow, right? If you see, first of all, you have to give the condition, and then you have to define what are the actions you will take if your flow will trigger. Okay, let us visit the requirement. Our trigger condition would be some assessment task need to be triggered when there is a when the expiry date fall in within 90 days. Okay, we'll see how could we achieve that. Okay, so let's say create an update. There are various options we have. For now we will go with the create an update because uh, we want to trigger a flow when something got updated on the some particular table. And where is the we have the condition we have is when the expiry date will lies within 90 days, right? Where we'll get the expiry date field that we will have on the certificate details table, I believe. So let me see where is the certificate details. Okay, here you could have um, that. Let me show you. If you would have this certificate details, let me show you that particular field. I'm saying that if whatever the date is here, if that is within the next 90 days, then this trigger would trigger. Okay, so uh, this is the certificate, this is the table name. Okay, and this is the field, this is the field expiry date. Now we'll have to figure out the condition. What we want date, expiry date should be within 90 days. If this should be within 90 days, then it has to be relative. Before 90 days, so in that case it would be month. 90 days, so days from now, and make it 90, sorry, make it 90 days. Okay, and done. I think we define the condition that uh, uh, anything, this would trigger when the expiry date will fall within 90 days. Now we have defined the condition, right? So what next we want to create a assessment task and automatically assign it to the application team. Okay, let me do that. Now we have to create the assessment task. If you notice, I want to create an assessment task in this table. Okay, so for creating the assessment task, let me open this particular table. So where is the assessment task? This one. This is the form. So we need to provide all this data. Once this will be created, then what are the details we need it here? First of all, we need to fix this form, because whatever the fields we have, I don't need all those fields. These fields I don't need for sure, and I need to add couple of more fields. Okay, to fix it, I need to go to form layout. I need to remove unwanted fields from here, and I will add or create new fields if required. Let me do that real quick. Let me create one field called certificate details. That would be the string field, and I want to keep it at minimum size 100 word would be fine. 100 would be fine. Add, and I need one more field called justification. I want justification if somebody say that I don't want to renew the certificate. We want to say that why we want to ask. Okay, and 100 would be fine for this as well, string, and I think we should be good. Let me rearrange this through the form designer maybe. All right, I have rearranged it this way. I think this would be good. Let me save it. I think this looks okay. Now on top of it, I have to create through the um, flow designer. I need to create a record in this table. Okay, let's see how do we do it. So from the flow designer, we will go to action. We'll go to create. What we want to do, we want to create a task, right? Create a task. Where do you want to create the task? You want to create a task in assessment table, right? Create a task in certificate assessment, and we have to start adding the fields. What are the fields we need to add? I want to add, first of all, where to I need to assign this to somebody. Okay, let me assign it to somebody. Assign to, now I will pick those fields. Also I need assign to group. That is fine. And next I need, what I need next, I want to have certificate details, and yeah, I need certificate details. That's it. Certificate details, and now we will have to give the value. See, in the flow designer, right, for the certificate, I mean for the providing details, you can pick the data from this side, or you can use the pill. Okay, I'll be using the pill. In this case, I'll be using this record, where wherever I need to assign, it is in here. We know that, right? Who is the application owner? I need to assign them. So I'm assigning it to application owner, right? and group where I want to assign it to. I want to assign it to, again, from this table. Let me go to the group. Right, this is the application team DL, right? I want to assign them uh, to this DL. Fine. I want to have a certificate details. Where could I fetch the certificate details? We have all the certificate details provided in the certificate details table. We will fetch those details from this table, right? From this table, what are the details we need? We'll see. I want to write below certificate cert name. Let me fill it out and I'll explain you how I did it. For now, I want to provide these information, the expiry certificate details, and how will I populate those. You could get to the through through the right side whatever the details available here, right? From here you can just drag and drop. I need certificate name. Let me see, where is the certificate name? This is the certificate name. Just drag it and drop it here. Now I need serial number. Where will I get serial number? It must be here somewhere. Okay, this is the serial number. Fine. Now I need expiry date. Where is the expiry date? Expiry date. So I would say these, okay, let us start with these information and let me check the flow, how it works. Okay, done. I think we have defined the trigger. We have defined what to do if this will, and this trigger will activate it. And let me save it and activate. To test this flow, let us create one certificate. Certificate cert 007, some alphanumeric, and I want to, for the testing purpose, I want to keep the expiry date beyond 90 days. This should be far beyond 90 days. Application Apple 007. Make it Abraham Lincoln as the escalation point of contact. Let me save this. Once I'll save this, let me see if this condition, if any assessment task has been created or no. This is the assessment table. I don't see the assessment task. I'm hoping I was not expecting this to be created because our condition is not meeting. Let me change the date to closer to 90 days. If I'll keep it here, then it should be the closer to 90 days. Let me save this and see if task is created. Let me refresh. Okay, we have a task. Let me see if it is the same task that we have just now created. Okay, this is the one. This is the one. But I don't see the expiry date. I should have expiry date as well, right? As per our condition, I should have expiry date as well. We'll have to figure out why expiry date is not there. And it is here. Okay, we will figure that out, why expiry date is not present, And also I want to have, okay, the thing is, right, this should be the multi-liner. Otherwise, uh, if you see this particular field on the table is one line, in one line, that is why it is coming like this. This is 100 character long. I'll have to make it bigger, I mean, uh, multi lines, then it would come in the multi lines. So for now, so far so good. We'll figure out later why this expiry date is not coming. What I realize is this expiry date is not coming because the length of this, right, uh, is getting close to the 100. And if I'll put expiry date, it would go beyond 100. So it is not taking the expiry date. Let me fix it. Okay. Let me fix it going to the dictionary. How can I increase the length of this certificate details field? I want to make it 500. Okay, string 500. Save. Let me open the form again, assessment form. Okay, this is bigger now. Let me re-trigger that one more time. Let me create the certificate, new certificate, and see how it works. Okay, let me close everything and recreate the new certificate, because if I'll save it, even then this will not populate. uh, the reason is, if you see, I said that this has to trigger once. Okay, and this was already been triggered, that particular flow, right? Even if I'll save it with the changing and date and everything, this will not re-trigger the flow. So I have to create the new certificate to re-trigger it. Okay, this is also a good learning. So for now, let me close these things. I don't need that. Keep it. And certificate, cert 008, serial number. I want to keep it short because I have not given anything to validate that, the digit and all. Let me keep it beyond 90 days. Apple 008, application number, I want to keep it the same. Let me save it. I don't think anything would happen. Let me open the table, assessment table. I think this is the old record, right? This is the old one. Okay, you see the expiry E is coming. I mean, this is the last record. E was coming, but everything else was not coming. Let me delete this. I don't want to create any confusion here. Let me delete this. This flow, we know that it has not been triggered, 008. Let me change the date to closer date. This would be closer. Let me save it. And this is the task assessment. Refresh. Okay, we have it. Okay, all right, now we see all the details, right? All the details with the expiry date and all. So we figured it correctly. Yeah, thank God. All right, so next, so far so good. So we have seen how we triggered the flow and create the first task. We have a long way to go, so much to learn. Stay tuned. Thank you. Uh, now, our, now our next target is, we want to have a related list. Okay. See, from this certificate details, right? We will generate some task. Okay. Some assessment task. Where is the, okay, this kind of assessment task. but we have no way uh, to figure out that this particular assessment task is created from the cert, because if you see in the parents, right, there are there are different types of records. It is not all there are these many records. We don't need this. We have specific record to figure out from which parent record, from which cert record, this particular assessment task has been created. Okay, we need to define that. And how will we define that? When we create a assessment task through the flow designer, we have to define one field called parent, and I would need to tag that field with this particular record that we are triggering in the uh, certificate details. Okay, we need to say that this particular task is getting created because of this particular certificate. We'll see how do we do that. So I want to add one more field here called parent, and what would be the parent of this? The parent of this would be the record from where it is triggered. So this would be the parent. Okay, let me see. We will test this flow and we'll see how if this will populate or no. Let me save it, activate, and we'll test. For testing it, let me create a new certificate. See, it is always a good idea to test everything that you do. Okay, it's not about how much you know. It's about anybody could go wrong for the small things anytime, right? And yeah, I think you understand. Okay, let me test it. I don't want to do an experiment. I want to trigger it right now, so it is beyond. Uh, it is within the 90 days. This is the able tutor. It is fine. I want to keep it that way. Certificate details done. I'm hoping that some assessment task could be created. New assessment task. Okay, this is the new assessment task is created, and here you go. This is what I was looking for. You see, from this certificate, this assessment, which where is that? From this certificate, this assessment task is created. Okay, so now what we want a related list where I could see the related assessment task which was created for this particular certificate. How could we do that? Configuration related list. This is very basic, but yes, we'll go to the assessment task. Assessment task. Where is the assessment task? What happened to my mouse? Okay, certificate assessment. Let me add it here and save it. All right, you have a list added and the assessment task. I believe we have to add approval also, right? Let me go to the related list. We started thinking about this related list once we triggered the approval, right? So let me trigger the approval as well. And remember, we need to trigger so many other tables, right? So we have to keep in mind whenever we trigger any record from this, we have to always specify this parent as I did it here, right? as I did it here. Likewise, we have to provide this every time. Then only in the related list you will have this kind of option. Otherwise, you will not be able to find this, and you will wonder what went wrong. So this is also a good learning. And sometime in the interview, right, they will explain you the scenario. They will take 5 minutes to explain you the scenario, and they want the direct answer. You should be knowing how this whole process work. Then only you would be able to answer. So we have this approver, right? Now we'll test the flow again till here, and we see if the approval is getting triggered or no. Okay. All right, so I have filled this form. This is the new certificate details, and this should trigger. This is within 90 days. Let me save it, and let me, oh, okay. Now I don't have to go anywhere. It should be here. So I can see this assessment task. We have the assessment task available here. Next, we will work on the approval part. We will trigger the approval after closing this assessment task.